Welcome to the OOV Daily Reflection for Tuesday, July 14th. Today, the Catholic Church celebrates the feast of St. Kateri Tekakwitha. For anyone who might be unfamiliar with St. Kateri, she was a Native American who was born in 1656, and she spent most of her life around what is now western New York State. When St. Kateri was a child, her parents and younger brother contracted smallpox, and they died as a result of the illness. She also contracted smallpox, but she survived. However, the illness left her face full of scars, and she had to leave her native village to go live with her extended family. And this caused a hardship for her, but because of her faith, specifically her Catholic faith that she learned from Jesuit missionaries, she grew and furthermore deepened her relationship to the point where she felt the call from Jesus to devote her life to him. And though St. Kateri did not take formal religious vows as other religious do in the Catholic Church, she is considered by the Church to be a consecrated virgin because of her radical commitment to follow Jesus. She died at the age of 24, but her witness of faith, even at such a young age, was attracted to people, and they immediately started to venerate her for her faithfulness and devotion to Jesus. It was also reported that after her death, her face became radiant and beautiful. The scars caused by smallpox disappeared, and the beauty on the outside matched the beauty that she had within her soul. St. Kateri would later be given the name the Lily of the Mohawks because of her witness among the Native Americans, and she was the first canonized Native American saint. So that general overview just shows how she lived her life in following of Christ. But there's a couple things I also want to highlight. She faced extreme hostility from her tribe because of her desire to learn more about Catholicism and also her desire to live a life of chastity, penance, and constant prayer. And she stood up to the hostility. She stood up to the cultural pressures that she faced. For example, she was pressured as a woman to get married, but she resisted and persevered because she truly felt the Lord was calling her to chastity and living solely for him. And furthermore, I think it's also clear that despite having so much tragedy in her early life, losing her parents and her younger brother, and furthermore bearing the scars of the illness that took her family, she still was able to live a life that reflected faith and also reflected true love for the Lord. So her faith was the source of her strength. It was the source of her peace. So on this feast day of St. Kateri, the Church gives three different options for the Gospel. And I chose the reading from the 10th chapter of St. Luke's Gospel. It reads as follows. As they continued their journey, Jesus entered a village where a woman whose name was Martha welcomed him. She had a sister named Mary who sat beside the Lord at his feet listening to him speak. Martha, burdened with so much serving, came to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me by myself to do the serving? Tell her to help me." The Lord said to her in reply, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and worried about many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." This encounter that happens between Martha and Jesus demonstrates how Mary truly chose what she thought was the best option, to be close to Jesus, to learn from him, and to experience his love and mercy. And thus Mary is much like St. Kateri. The Lily of the Mohawks knew what was most important in her life, and like Mary, she did not care what other people were saying about her choice, and furthermore, she did not worry about what else should happen. Again, her relationship with Christ was truly the most important thing. So as we continue with our day-to-day and over the next several days, let us meditate on this example of St. Kateri and truly try to make our relationship with Christ the most important part of our life. And if we don't have the relationship we want with Christ, just take some time to meditate on how we can change that, how we can grow our relationship and deepen it in our life. Please be assured of my continued thoughts and prayers for all of you. St. Kateri and Our Lady of Victory, pray for us.